What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be looking back at the Jets prospects that participated in the World Junior Championships this year. That was one of the most exciting World Juniors I've watched in a long time. I don't really get too hyped up for this tournament. It's mostly just a prospect showcase for me, honestly. But you know, this year was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it far past just Winnipeg Jets prospects, but that is what this video is about. They had 4 prospects in total, which isn't a ton, I guess, but they did have a lot of impact in that tournament. Brad Lambert was expected to have a big tournament. We'll talk about him later. Fabian Wagner, not a lot of people knew about him, but then he ended up playing in the top 6 for a lot of the time with the Swedish team. And of course, Rutger McGroarty and Chaz Lucius, 2 of the Jets' first-round picks in the last 2 years. So there was a lot more quality than quantity for the Jets this season at the World Juniors. And personally, I prefer that. You want to see your big players play big minutes, and most of them did. But that takes me into the first player we're going to talk about today, and that is Brad Lambert. I had a lot of hope that this would be Brad Lambert's tournament and that he could take over and, kind of be the leader on that Finnish team, or one of them at least, with Kemell obviously being a very good player for Finland. But yeah, no, just another year where the coach just kind of snuffed Brad Lambert. I don't know what it is about these Finnish coaches where they just don't like this guy, but they will not give him any playing time. And I don't think he did anything to warrant low ice time. I just didn't understand it. He just wasn't being prioritized in situations where he would thrive. There was a point where Finland had a game that went to overtime. I believe it was against the Swiss, and they didn't even throw him over the boards. Why would you not put the fastest player on your team on first in 3-on-3? I doubt he would have been out there in the second unit either, just the way the game was going. I think he played fine, and Finland didn't have that great of a team. I think that if they would have given him a little bit more runway, he could have done a lot more for this team, and Finland could have been a little bit more successful. But of course, I'm a Jets fan. This could be bias, I don't know. But I do believe in Brad Lambert, and I think if you give him a little bit of leash, he can take it a long way, just like you saw with the Jets in the preseason and in that Young Stars tournament at the beginning of this year. He looked phenomenal. At times, he was the best player on the ice, and I think we've seen the proof. The proof is in the pudding, guys. Just give Brad a chance, and he's going to take you places. With the Moose right now, he's doing his thing. He's still definitely got to adapt. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets sent to the Seattle Thunderbirds. I'd honestly prefer it. Just get him some games, get him playing against, maybe a little lesser competition. Just let him be a scorer again. Let him be that playmaker. Let him be dynamic. And it's just something that he hasn't been allowed to do really, in the World Juniors, and really with the Moose either. Of course, just trying to adapt to the game. That is a men's league there, and for a guy that's only 18, that's tough. So not the tournament that we were hoping for Brad Lambert. However, he does pick up the 1 goal against the Slovaks. That would be his only point of the tournament. Now, we are going to go over to a guy that I didn't really know anything about, and I made a video about the Jets prospects before the World Juniors even occurred, just saying who was in them and what I expected out of them. And this was the guy I expected the least, and he might have been the guy that surprised me the most. This is Fabian Wagner. Wagner is a guy that I knew absolutely nothing about, except that he was Swedish and that he played in the Swedish Elite League. And wow, what a tournament for a guy like this. He started on the 3rd line, if I'm not mistaken, and he battled so well that he ended up into the top 6. So shout out to Fabian Wagner. He scored 2 goals and 4 assists in this tournament. He was a dog. Just great hockey sense from this guy. The Jets love drafting guys with hockey sense and hockey IQ. This is just another one of those guys. And for a 6th round pick, I think they got their money's worth here. He was picking off pucks left and right, and he was putting them in the back of the net. He, obviously just the 2 goals, but the 2 goals that he scored were impressive. Really, strong release from Wagner. I was not expecting that. Again, guys, I don't know much about him. This is the first time I've really been able to watch him. Obviously, I'm not watching a lot of Swedish Elite League games up here in Canada, but You know, I was super impressed with his release, his shot, and just his instincts, you know, picking off pucks, immediately putting them into the back of the net, just really good at anticipating the play before it's even being made. And you know what, Winnipeg, we might have a guy on our hands. I don't know if he'll be a star or anything, but he looks like he could definitely be a solid NHL player one day. So definitely keep your eye on Fabian Wagner. Now, all that we have left to talk about are the two Team USA players who won bronze at this tournament. We're going to start with Rutger McGroarty. And wow, I was impressed with him. He's a big dude, obviously 6'1", 200 pounds. That's a big 18-year-old, and he looked big out there. Not so much, you know, the big physical hits or anything like that, but just really good body position, always being able to shield the puck with his body. And hey man, this guy can make plays. This guy is an assist machine. This guy's a playmaking machine, as well as just a nasty shot. The release that Rutger has, again, just shocks me. And I don't think his skating is so much of a problem. I really didn't notice it. You know, that was obviously the big knock on him on draft day, is that he has to work on his skating, that his skating isn't NHL ready, you know, when he got drafted. Well, he has definitely been working on it. He looks quick, he's big, he's strong, and he can shoot the puck. He's going to be a very good power forward in the future for Winnipeg. But in this tournament, Rutger absolutely did not disappoint. He came through with a goal and 6 assists, 3 of those assists coming in the bronze medal game. So, you know, he came out, he balled out when it mattered. Shout out to Rutger McGroarty. Really impressed with him. The only thing that I think he can work on is just, you know, his puck handling. I noticed just along the boards that some of the pucks that he was holding on to, he would lose control or, you know, just make a sloppy play. But that's going to happen in this tournament. Everybody is so young, like 17 to 19 years old. So, you know, with age, Rutger's going to grow out of that, and I think he'll become a really nice power forward. But yeah, really impressive tournament. But that takes us to the last Jets prospect that I want to talk about, and it's Mr. Hat-trick himself, Chaz Lucius. Chaz Lucius put on an absolute clinic, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't believe this. This guy was a goal-scoring machine. This was the first time I actually got to watch Lucius play for an extended time. He's had so many injuries, you know, in his young career so far, but it seems like he's healthy now, and I got to see him play with the Moose a little bit, and I've been impressed with him there. I think he's adapting to the AHL game pretty well, especially for a guy that is so young. But man, here in the tournament, he was all over the place, playing on the second line with Rutger McGroarty. It's pretty cool that those guys played together. Side note, if I didn't mention that already. But yeah, he finishes the tournament with 5 goals and 2 assists, and he just couldn't be stopped. When the US was playing Canada in the semifinals there, he could have had, I swear, 3 goals on the one shift there. He was all over Canada for a few shifts there. He was just playing really well, and playing really well against really good teams. It wasn't like he was just stab padding against a team like Germany or something like that. No, he was going out there and he was delivering against big time competition. And I didn't realize how much of a nose for the net that this guy has. He loves shooting the puck, and his release is kind of nuts. I'm really excited for Chaz Lucius. I believed in him before, and I thought that, you know, hey, he could maybe be a really good, skillful middle 6 center in the NHL. I don't know, guys. He kind of caught my eye. He's got something in him there. And I can't wait to see Chaz at the next level when that happens, because he is very versatile in the offensive zone. He can really hurt you in many ways, and he is quick. Did not anticipate that. His hands are gross. And hey, coming into the bronze medal game, going out there, putting the team on your back, scoring a hat trick, and the game winner to win bronze. Hey, that's pretty impressive, guys. I'm kind of loving Chaz Lucius, and I want to see more of him. But with that, that is the end of this video. How did you guys feel about the World Junior Championships this year? Did you love it or did you hate it? How do you feel about the Winnipeg Jets prospects that played? Are you impressed? Would you have liked to see more from a certain player? Or are you just really excited about a certain player? I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments down below. So leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to keep up with all of my Jets content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Go Jets go. Bye-bye.